This moves us on to question 4. We want to identify the following functions as either injective, surjective, or bijective. And we have 3 mapping diagrams. Well, let's remind ourselves of the different types of functions we have. First off, a relation is a function if for every x in the domain there is exactly one y in the codomain. Okay? A function is injective if for every y in the codomain B there is at most one x in the domain. It's a one-to-one only mapping. Note, however, that the codomain does not have to equal the range, i.e., some of the codomain may not have an input. Okay, that moves us on to a surjective function. A function is surjective if for every y in the codomain B there is at least one element x in the domain. And if we look at our mapping diagram to the left, it's a one-to-one or a many-to-one, such that two inputs can map to the same output. Finally, a bijective function is a one-to-one mapping. Function is bijective if for every y in the codomain there is exactly one x in the domain. Also, the codomain is equal to the range. Okay, so let's go back to our question. And if we look at our first one, we see we have a one-to-one mapping, and we also notice that the codomain is equal to the range. Each output has an input. Therefore, it is bijective. Our next function is, again, it's a one-to-one mapping. However, we have one output that has no input. Therefore, it is injective. Our next function has two inputs mapping to the same output. Therefore, it's not one-to-one, and it is surjective.